Hello everyone, it's Lennon, and today I wanted to go over the court cards of the Wild Unknown. I have my very fake tiny edition of the deck. I mean, it's literally paper. I got this years ago thinking that I would because I wanted it when it first came out, or I thought I did, and then for some reason I just never bought myself the real edition. And again, for some reason, 2022 felt like the year to try to work with this version, my fake version, to see if I really would like to use the deck. I keep thinking about it. I keep thinking about some of the images. I had a dream about one image. I'm not going to share that dream, but anyway. So the main problem that I had with this deck was the court cards, because all of them are like owls or snakes or deer, and I knew it would take some time for me to dive into what the courts were doing, what their jobs were, what their personality types were, and I kind of came up with like one word for each these are my opinions, these are not, I don't have the book because like I said, I've got the fake version. So if you do have the book and you want to add something about the courts that either I get wrong, not that, I mean, I really don't care if I'm wrong, to be honest. I'm just kind of going on intuition right now. And then if I choose to get the real version, I will read the guidebook. Okay, I will read what Kim Kranz wants the deck to be, okay? But you feel free to leave some comments below. So what I essentially did was I took all 16 courts and then I pulled another card from the deck to represent their fears. After I sat with the first 16, like as you can see here, this is wonky, but I'll explain that in a minute. Like, these are the first two suits that we'll go over today. And I came up with a word or like a personality kind of a thing that I thought would go. And for example, like the daughter right here, her sword is so straight across and it's so poised, right? That there was some perfectionism, like a little bit of a, like, it's almost arrogance, but it's more perfectionism, like having to have, it a certain way. And then with this son of swords, he looks very impulsive. He looks like he wants to drive the sword into something, but he doesn't have a plan. He's kind of stubborn. He's like, he doesn't want to follow, the lead of the parents here. And then the mother of swords looks very alert, like she's on a perch, right? Like she's on a perch outside of her nest, close to her nest, but it's a different take than protective because it's an alertness with this particular mother. And then the father of swords here, his sword is rainbow. And that got me to thinking about the father always like shining his tools, always having his tools clean and ready. So the word I have for him is prepared. He's prepared. He's always prepared. And then the daughter of wands is this spiral here, but the blooms were what got me. These blossoms here. And how the wand is inverted, like it's white instead of black, and it kind of goes opposites like this. But you can jump off on that, even though to be honest, in my intuition, that doesn't mean a damn thing. But it got me thinking about the blooms and the wand suit, and that got me thinking maybe this daughter is a social butterfly, She's lively. She's lively and outgoing. And then the son of wands, he's arrogant, right? He's climbing the wand here, and it's more so with how the sun rays are coming off of this, because lines are hugely important, and how the backgrounds look different between I actually have these switched, but that's for a reason. So with the father over here, there's such a difference. He's coiled with the wand inside of his coil, but he's kind of going, like, if you can imagine, going up the father's wand, almost like he really doesn't want to follow in his father's footsteps. He doesn't want to go along the same path, and which is fine. But to me, there was mostly an arrogance to them, and arrogance isn't always negative. So now the mother of wands is protective. This is the word I would use for this wand, because this snake is literally protecting the nest. And then, of course, the father is upright, but the bottom of his body is coiled, which means he's steadfast. That's the word that I chose for the father. Let's move this back. Okay, and move down like this. Okay. Now, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do this first. Okay, I'm going to do that first. Now, with those keywords or those key personality types that I kind of came up with on the fly, okay, with just a little bit of intuition going into it, I thought, okay, well, what are their fears? That will kind of help me to tap in, right? So the card I picked for the daughter was the 10 of Wands, right? How perfect is this? If she's a perfectionist, she will not like this. She will not like this chaos. This chaos will drive her crazy. So that's her fear, is chaos. The sun, he got the High Priestess. And I thought, oh my God, that's so perfect. Because if he's impulsive, then he's not wanting to think before he acts. Okay, he's not wanting to tap in to the rights and the wrongs and go off of his gut instincts. He just wants to be impulsive, and not go inward. And then the Mother of Swords got the 2 of Swords. Now, what would be the absolute worst thing for this owl on a perch that's alert, that is looking out over her nest or realm or forest or wherever the hell she is? It would be 2 things coming at her at once. That she would have to, that would be her ultimate fear, is for multiple things to come at her and she has to pick the worst of the 2, even though both of them are bad. She can't be in 2 places at once. And that fear, that worry of something coming at her is fine. She can protect herself and protect the nest, but what if 2 things come at her? So I was like, wow, that's just so perfect. And then the father, he got the 3 of discs, the 3 of pentacles. And if he's prepared, then what he would hate the most, an obstacle that he cannot, an obstacle that comes about, because I kind of look at the mountain here, even though the 3 of discs is like a working card. I think about the work and needing help. And I think that if he's one of those that always likes to be prepared, then it's like he always fears that event or that place or these specific people, because he knows that no matter what, he won't be prepared for that situation. And so his ultimate fear is to be faced with a situation that he will not be prepared for. Okay, then the Daughter of Wands, she's the social butterfly, right? I got the 4 of discs for her. And I thought, okay, well, she's wrapped up in this, it's like no one's paying attention to her. It's like becoming invisible almost is what I get with this card, is that she's tangled up in this sense of worry about becoming invisible. But becoming invisible would be her ultimate fear. And then the Sun, okay, with arrogance, I got the 6 of Cups. Now the 6 of Cups to me is very much like this is a root card. And like I said, he doesn't want to follow in the footsteps of his father. And so to me, it's almost like his fear is having to go where the roots take him instead of where the branches will. Like, something happening in his life where he would have to go back to be in the family business or something like that. I mean, I'm just kind of going off of what these tell me. And then the Mother, okay, because that's over here. The Mother of Wands got the Daughter of Cups, okay. Because I did take each pile and try to shuffle them with the whole of the deck minus this one card. Okay, so that's kind of how I did it. So the Daughter of Cups, now we'll learn eventually that the card that the name that I came up with for the Daughter of Cups was Daydreamer. And if the Mother of Wands is protective, then her ultimate fear is to have the baby snake, okay, in this case like a duckling, be one of those daydream like ducklings or daydream like offspring that's always leaving the nest, always getting lost, always putting themselves in danger because they're naive, right? That's her ultimate fear. And then the Father of Wands actually got the Father of Swords. And I thought, wow, that's they're both so intense in elements that it was just ended up being so perfect. So the Father of Wands is the steadfast, right? But because his wand is inverted, it's not about the tools for him. And the Father of Swords tells me that his fear lies in that. His fear lies in becoming dependent on tools to make it, even though he's never had to. He's a handy person. He can just fly by the seat of his pants with anything. He can MacGyver it. And the Father of Swords would be like, he would feel restricted by that almost. Like, you know, he's got his tool belt, but it's only got one screwdriver in it. You know, that would be his ultimate fear. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second to rearrange and put the other 8 court cards down. Okay. Now we'll have the Pentacle and the Cup suit. Now the Daughter of Pentacles here, this lovely deer suit here, she's the seeker to me. She's chasing the rainbow. You know, it's all about seeking. She's alert. The ears are perked. So plus the Pentacle suit. So to me, the Daughter of Pentacles is the seeker. And in terms of fear, I pulled the Emperor. And I thought that as a seeker, okay, it would be tragic for them to have someone tell them where they can't go. Say, like, in terms of the Emperor, this is like control, like convictions, right? Being so severe in their convictions and morals that there may be places that are on the Daughter of Pentacles' bucket list that her morals prevent her from going, or her religion prevents her from going. And it's almost like having this type of this type of dominance on top of her would just drive her nuts. And then I got another major for the Son of Pentacles. Now the Son of Pentacles to me is the explorer. So it's not so much a seeker, okay? They're finding stuff, but it is not a worldly thing. It's not as fast. It's more of a slow journey. But with the Sun, they are headstrong about, you know, what they're going to do. No one's going to tell them what to do. I think a lot of the Pentacles are like that in terms of the court cards, but to me, he's the ultimate explorer. And he got the Hierophant. It's the same exact thing, okay? When you're going around the world, you have different cultures that you have to learn about, and that you have to abide by the rules of airports and hostels, and you have to abide by the rules of the money exchanges and how much pounds your book bag is, you know. And it's almost like the rules of travel would drive the Son of Pentacles crazy, okay? Because he's an explorer and he just wants to go and he just wants to, you know, climb the mountains and yada yada yada, but he doesn't want any rules stamped on him, you know. He doesn't want anything stamped on his passport. Then the Mother of Pentacles, again, we see this very protective mother. Because both of them are sitting down and this is very earthly, I feel like the word that I would come up with for the mother is territorial. Okay, so this is her small little area of the forest. Okay, she's territorial about it. And when I pulled the 7, okay, the 7 of Cups, I thought, okay, this is a huge, I'm envisioning a huge forest, okay, huge. And she's got a small little plot of land there where she raises her babies and she collects her food and, you know, all is well. But then there, you know, over time, different plots get sold or they get cut down or she loses her way somehow because of the urbanization of the lands. You know, it's like urbanization and people, the needs of people somehow outweigh the needs of the animal kingdom. And that would be tragic to her. I mean, I guess I'm going Bambi with that. Now, the Father of Pentacles is the obstacle smasher. Okay? Much like we see in the 3 of Discs, like we saw earlier with the swords, or the Father of Swords, I feel like this is the ultimate obstacle smasher because his horns are rainbow. And it's about locking horns. Again, like the Sun, there's some headstrongness with this, but it's in the horns. So I feel like the locking of the horns, it's really about using his horns to smash through the obstacles. And I pulled the 5 of Cups. I got a lot of cups, didn't I? Oh no, these two are majors. So far, over the whole 16, I got a lot of cups. I got the 5 of cups. Now this is a melancholy card. I mean, most people say it's that, but I guess he smashes through obstacles. He would probably fear the most getting to that point where he feels like his usefulness has run out. You know, it hasn't. It will never have. It never will. His usefulness never will run out. And that's the 2 cups that we normally see, like on the Rider-Waite. You know, like that would represent those 2 cups off to the side if I were to use Rider-Waite Smith with this. But for this melancholy, I think that obstacle smasher, there's this uselessness in the bowed horse's head. Like he's not out trotting. You know, he's not out gallivanting. So it's a uselessness feeling that I get with this, and that's what he would fear the most. Now, down to the cups, the daughter of cups is the daydreamer, like I said before, and I pulled the Ace of Wands, okay? Now, the Ace of Wands to me is inspiration, right? These are ideas. So if she's a daydreamer, then her absolute worst fear is running out of ideas. Running out of things to think about, okay? Simple as that. Now, the sun, I love how right here, the daydream, it goes in the water. It ripples through because, you know, it just goes on, and her mind goes on and on and on and on and chasing rabbits and things. But his cup is, his water, his rainbow water is so contained, okay? And for me, that's almost like alchemist, right? Like he's only gonna mix up what he needs. So he's the alchemist in this deck, okay? This is not for the whole of tarot. So he's my alchemist because of what he's doing in his little cup here. So I said alchemist, he got the Empress. And I thought, first of all, what wonderful that we got both the Emperor and the Emperor and the Empress. That was kind of cool. But the Empress to me, for the sake of this interpretation, I am going to use the word creation. This is almost like his fear would be like hers to run out of ideas. His would be to run out of creations, things to make. You know, new things, new things coming about, new things to aid, right? It's more of an aid thing, and that he would be devastated to run out of things to create. The mother, I love how her wing, this swan's wing, is over the cup, okay? I mean, a lot of people have said that, but I just love that in this image. And for me, it's almost, with this being cups, it's almost like she's the guide, okay? The heart's guide. And it was so perfect that I came up with Heart's Guide. I wrote all of these words down before I picked the cards that are underneath. And look what I pulled for the fear. How perfect is this? It's almost like if she is Heart's guide, the guide to the heart, like the advice giver, then her ultimate fear would be not to be able to find the North Star, not to be able to find the star that is the ultimate guide. To lose sight of that, it's almost like she would feel like she would lose that string that she has with the macrocosm. So it was so perfect. And then I got my calm daddy. My Father of Cups is, to me, he's apathetic almost. Normally in tarot, he's apathetic, but he's got a little, his feathers are a little rustled here, okay? So it's maybe more calm, but with a stoicism, right? It's more stoicism. It's like he's ready, okay? He'll be ready if he needs to be, but it's more like stoic and calm. So his fear, I got the 7. This is the 7, right? Yeah, the 7 the 7 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Pentacles is about like growing, right? Growth. And I just loved that it was more so this whole fear lies in the cultivation work of the inner realm, right? And in order to be calm, he would have to constantly be letting go and shedding the worry associated with this. Okay? Like, let it go. And I think that this reminds me of these being almost like sitting on a wall, and they can't go anywhere else. So there's so much push, right? And these two lines here are in opposition. So it's like this, and they're like fighting. Now, I'm just going off this deck again. This isn't tarot in general. But anyway, I feel like the Father of Cups' main fear would be opposing forces, would be coming up to something that he knows would shatter the calm, shatter the stoicism, and something that would rattle him, right? Something that would truly rattle him, and not a lot does. Not a lot rattles the Father of Cups. But as we can see by his tiny little flutter of feathers, okay? He's not fluttering all of it. But if he really gets rattled, that would be his ultimate fear. And I feel like I got some really good messages with these. Let me know your thoughts. I'm interested. I think that 2022 is going to be the wild unknown year. Maybe somehow to pull it back up. I did recently watch a video, I'll link it below. I think it's by the Curated Shelf, where it was like a month or so ago that she posted it. But she talked about this deck, getting it. She got the pocket edition, which isn't this. This is my fake edition. And how she was kind of learning the deck, and she didn't really know if she was gonna like it. But I told her in the comment, I was like, I've been thinking about this deck as well, and maybe this is the year that everyone else gets it back out and it's kind of trendy again. I don't know if that'll end up being a thing, but it's definitely one for me. And I'm excited to see if the Curated Shelf does any more videos on the Wild Unknown as well. So I'll leave that video below. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about the court cards from the Wild Unknown. And I hope to see everyone again. Much love.